Hello, everybody. Welcome. Back in March, I promised to come back to our three school priorities to explore them each in more detail. So today, I'd like to talk a little bit about school priority 1, language, or more fully, language and literacy development and how it supports learning across the curriculum. You know, education, as we've inherited it, is inherently unfair. The curriculum as we know it, the way it's delivered, and the way in which children's relative success within it is judged, were designed in the 19th century when the idea of public education was first conceived, and they've hardly changed since. To this day, the 3 R's, as they're so called, reading, writing, and arithmetic, are the core of what we teach, and we generally assess children through timed written tests. There's a general assumption underlying all of this, by the way, that success in these tests determines whether or not a child is suitable for further studies and more lucrative employment opportunities in the future. Success in this system depends to a disproportionate degree on a child's literacy and language skills. Teachers of all subjects are using language. Textbooks and other learning resources are written in language, and so are the tests and exams children take. There's an even greater challenge for children at the TBS, of course, because the language of instruction for them is, in the vast majority of cases, not their mother tongue, but English. This additional challenge is evident in the results of the CAT tests that we do. CAT stands for Cognitive Abilities Tests. These show clearly that, on average, our children's verbal skills lag some way behind their quantitative, nonverbal, and spatial skills, a common issue in international schools known as the verbal deficit. And these results are entirely normal and understandable in an international context, where the language of instruction is different from the native tongue of the learners. But that's not to say we should not prioritize this as an area for development. For this reason, the whole TBS teaching team of over 400 teachers spent a day together on March 6th, participating in presentations and workshops, working to understand this issue more fully and explore ways in which we could address it. We've since formed the Literacy and Language Development Working Party, which has itself created then 6 working parties, each focusing on a different theme and covering a child's full learning journey at our school. You'll see some concrete outcomes from their work, such as the introduction of a new reading platform across primary schools and secondary schools in due course. Other work, like teacher training or reviewing the scope and intervention and impact of our intervention services, will be a little less obvious. But essentially what we're trying to do is to identify and maximize every possible opportunity to improve the way we support the development of pupils' language and literacy skills. To conclude, I found this from Stephen Mintz, professor of history at the University of Texas, and he wrote, "Words are enablers of human thought, keys to communication, and instruments of understanding. Our ability to conceive of complex concepts depends on words. As Wittgenstein put it, the limits of my language mean the limits of my world." Now, some of you may be asking, what can you do at home to support us in this focus on developing your child's language skills? Well, the answer in a word is reading. Please try to encourage your child to read high-quality written texts and interact with them about what they've read. The subject matter, even in fact the medium in which they're reading, doesn't matter so much as the quality of the writing and the process of reflecting on it. In the meantime, as always, have a great weekend.